see you guys. You guys are fucking dangerous. Look at this guy. He's got respect for the door. There's 4 million people coming in. It's only a matter of time. Justice is coming.
What is the cost of lies? It's not that we'll mistake them for the truth. The real danger is that if we hear enough lies, then we no longer recognize the truth at all.
Why would I have anything to say to you? All you do is lie.
What else is left but to abandon even the hope of truth and content ourselves instead with stories?
It's the role of good journalism to take on powerful abuses. And when powerful abuses are taken on, there is always a back reaction.
Take an animal virus and you increase its transmissibility to humans. Right. You're saying that's not gain of function?
That is correct. And Senator Paul, you do not know what you are talking about, quite frankly. And I want to say that officially.
When you report fake news, which CNN does a lot, you are the enemy of the people. Go ahead.
About is the reality of goodness, not the perception of it. And what I see all over the place is people who care about looking good while doing evil. Fuck them. Okay?
Welcome back, loyal subjects. It is I, Vladimir Zelensky, with very special message. I have been spurned by American President Donald Trump. I went to White House with piss, full of piss, and Trump refused to drink my piss. He threw piss back in my face. It was terrible, terrible experience. Now Ukraine has no option but to turn to gullible Euro cocks and suck more and more money in my glorious and unending quest to get people to take more of my piss. My piss will not be denied. It flows like a river through all Ukraine, drenching everyone in piss except for Putin and his terrible authoritarian regime. Fuck you, Trump. Fuck you, America. You will wind up taking my piss.
Now just hold on there. Hold on there, Zelensky. Can you believe this guy? Can you believe this guy? He came to the White House. He came to the into my house. This motherfucker, he comes into my house. He starts dissing me in my house. Oh my God. That motherfucker, I can't believe it. I'm so angry. We gave him the best deal. It was a fabulous deal. All he had to do was shut up and sign the goddamn deal. It would have been great for everybody. He would have gotten a ceasefire. We would have gotten like a lot of minerals. There would have been people on the ground, but oh no, he just kept rambling on about piss. I think that guy has a problem. I think he's got some kind of like weird problem. I don't know what it is. We're out. I've had enough of this crazy guy and his cocaine and his talks of all this piss. I don't know what's wrong with him. I'm leaving him to the Euros. They can tell. They can deal with it. I don't know how they're going to do it. They don't have any guns. After all, if there's one thing everybody knows about America, we make the best guns. We have the best guns in the world. The Euros, not so much. Not so much. Thank you very much. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen.
Habbening bros, it's Monday night. You know what that means. It's time for another Habbening TV. Thank you very much to, that was a bit weird, bit of a brain chip collision there between Zelensky and Trump. They're currently, sort of like warring with each other inside my brain. Bros, yes, you might notice things are a little bit different. Apologies for the crappy camera. I am, in fact, on vacation, and I've got like this whole, portable setup going. So if it like craps out and, it all goes to crap, then you'll know why. But it seems to be working for now. Tonight, yes, oh my God, it's all that anyone has been talking about. The last 4 days or whatever has just been a cavalcade of news. It's all about Ukraine. It's all about Ukraine, the slava of Ukraine. The piss is flowing. The struggle for peace. Oh my God. Yes, so this whole show basically is about what's going on like with Ukraine. Starting off, of course, with the massive blow up between Zelensky and Trump in the White House. Man, I have never seen anything like it. I was like actually in the airport where, I was just like having a beer, scrolling through Twitter, and I see this come up and I'm like, fuck, holy crap. It's like, when the carefully prepared, it's like when the Matrix ruptures, you know what I mean, right? Everyone's used to like seeing this sort of like smooth face from all the diplomats. They're like, oh yes, we're going to kill 1 million people here, and oh yes, blah, 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 blah. Oh, and then all of a sudden Trump comes in and he's like, fuck you. You're fired, Zelensky. mate, crazy. And then, of course, all of the Euro cucks and their adjacent cucklets, by which I mean the Canada cucks, the Australio cucks, and the Anglo cucks, are all like, oh my God, poor Zelensky, please come over here. Let us give you a celebratory sloppy blowjob. Num, 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 num. What did the mean Trump say bad words to you? Oh, come and rest upon the titty of Mother Europe. Oh my God, it's so sickening. Oh, bleh, bleh. Honestly, I have spent, some of the past few days like just in like literal nausea. This is the guy. This is the dude you're elevating to be the next Churchill. Well, I guess it sort of makes a certain amount of sense. Churchill was also fond of intoxicating substances and, destroyed the British Empire, for the best possible reasons, obviously. Oh my God. Yes, the outpouring and the cuckery from the Euros has been immense and sickening. And they're now deciding, bros, get this, it's going to be Iraq War II, electric Ukrainian boogaloo. They're going to put together a coalition of the willing, because that worked out so well last time. Of course, without the Americans, they ain't got shit. Oh, dude. I mean, look, I get it. It's not entirely the fault of the Euros. The post sort of World War II architecture was sort of set up with America as the hegemon. And then we had the neoconservative unipolar moment. But the Euros are like, we don't need you, America. Yeah, but they totally do. They totally do. So even while Europe is like, we don't need America, they'd be like, oh yeah, but we still need America to backstop this deal, which isn't going to happen. Which goes into our third story, of course. There is no peace deal. Zelensky has basically not budged at all. His demands are still exactly the same as they were 3 years ago. Russia has to completely withdraw back to its original borders. No mention of what will happen to the people in the Donbass if that happens, by the way. Presumably, the Ukrainians will come in and give them all flowers and chocolates and teddy bears for collaborating with the Russians and greet them like brothers. Yeah. So no one's mentioning that, right? Because they don't want the war to stop, right? They haven't had enough. There are still people alive in Ukraine, it seems. So it's going on. There's more war, and it's horribly depressing. I feel really bad for the fucking Ukrainians. I also feel bad for the Russians, but the Ukrainians are going to get the worst of it. So yes, that's very, very depressing. If you're wondering why I keep looking over like this, it's because I got another screen over there because I'm on my laptop and it's got a screen so small, it's like trying to stream on a postage stamp. Don't do it, bros. So you get to see my wonderful profile. Yes, and I'm using an old extreme setup. So again, hopefully it won't all like go to crap. Right, let's have a look and see who we've got in the chat. On Rumble, we have Rat Fun King, Captain Crisps, Yiz Eunuch, Ham to you, Yiz. Good to see you. J Chiva Loophole, Teabagging Therapist, good to see you, mate. Wyatt's Torch, Livia Drusilla, great to see you, Livia. Who else have we got? Texas Man, of course, our correspondent from the great state of Texas. Every day, I am more and more jealous of the people living in Texas. You suck. There are so many Americans as well who are like, I want to leave America. Give me your citizenship. Please, take my citizenship, please. I would gladly take your American citizenship off you, right? You know, why can't we just, it's fine, it's fine. I'm not salty at all. On YouTube, we have Evil Author 1776, Otto Stormheart, Jawohl, Herr Stormheart, Full Short, Robert Verlinden, good to see you. Cyberchud Internal Affairs, good to see you. I actually have this great song from Senor Cyberchud that we're going to be playing in this episode. Very, very cool piece of music. Simon JJ, of course, great to see you, Simon. I believe he stepped out for a bit. And Budgie Burger. And on Odyssey, we have Kermie, For White Wellbeing, and I think that's it. And hello to all the lurkers. I know you're out there. I can see you on the metrics. Quite frankly, I wouldn't blame you for not joining the chat. Yes, I know it looks a little bit crap tonight. What's with this streamer? Keeps turning his head to the right, you know, breaking eye contact with the camera. Yes, I know, it's shocking, but it is what it is, bros. Today's meme, I mean, if it's even a meme, oh my God, this is so fucking depressing. Starmer, I will defend Ukraine's borders, but not Britain's borders. Because, you know, look, are the British even real? Do the British even have a border? Not like the glorious Ukrainians, you know, who must be defended with the last ounce of our strength halfway across the world. Oh, I'm so fucking sick of this, bros. Oh my God, can't we use like the UK military to actually defend the UK? Like just once, like just, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. You know, no, it's fine. Really, really. Anyway, let's get on with it, bros. We start off with some pretty good memes. The Chads versus the Simp. And I mean, look, this is basically, wait, is this where it starts? Wait, why does it start here? Right, so we start with the actual meeting. For some reason, I have this time-stamped as well. Let's check out and see why. Oh, we have an entropy. Really? I didn't hear it. I wonder if it's being retarded. Texas Man, for $5. Texas is the best place ever, but that's just my retarded redneck opinion. Yeah, well, I mean, I give credence to your retarded redneck opinion. Thank you very, very much, Texas Man. Right, let's see what this clip is.
Sharing in terms of revenue. So it's going to be a lot of money will be made from the sale and from the use of raw earth. And as you know, our country doesn't have much raw earth. We have a lot of oil and gas, but we don't have a lot of the raw earth. And what we do have is the environmentalists.
Okay, so we've got audio problems. Great. That's awesome. What the fuck is going on with that? Oh God, no. No. Oh, I don't even know how this works anymore. Oh God. That's annoying. Wait, let me see if that. Wait, is it working now?
Unprotected, but still, it's not very much. They have among the best in the world in terms of raw earth. So we're going to be using that, using it for all of the things we do, including AI and including weapons and the military, and it's really going to very much satisfy our needs. So it's something that just worked out really well. We have a lot of oil, and we have a lot of gas, we have a lot, but we don't have raw earth. So this This has just about every component of the raw earth that we need for computers, for all of the things we do.
Right, so I know why I started with this. The meeting started off actually quite cordially, right? The plan was basically thusly. Zelensky would sign a deal for the rare earth elements, not the raw earth, as Trump mistakenly is saying. And their American companies would go into Ukraine. They would have a financial interest in being there. And then if Russia attacked any of those facilities, America would provide a security backstop. Zelensky, of course, was not interested in that. And it started getting rather spicy. All he had to do really was basically shut up and sign the deal. In fact, he could have signed the deal remotely. Contrary to what a lot of people were saying, he was not invited to the White House. He basically invited himself. He just showed up. And of course, he showed up to scupper the deal. I've said this before, but I think after about 3 years, this is pretty much obvious. Zelensky does not want peace as long as there is anyone alive in Ukraine. This is fucking crazy. And here, of course, is the clip that everyone has seen.
Not asking me these ridiculous questions. Focus on surviving, because CNN's got such low ratings. I don't think they're going to survive. Let's go. Please, go ahead.
I already mentioned Poland. Poland was under Russian control for decades after the Second World War. When I was a kid, I looked at the United States not only as a most powerful country, richest country in the world, the country that has great music, great movies, great muscle cars, but also as a force for good. And now I'm talking with my friends in Poland, and they are worried that you align yourself too much with Putin. What's your message for them?
Well, if I didn't align myself with both of them, you'd never have a deal. You want me to say really terrible things about Putin and then say, "Hi, Vladimir, how are we doing on the deal?" That doesn't work that way. I'm not aligned with Putin. I'm not aligned with anybody. I'm aligned with the United States of America and for the good of the world. I'm aligned with the world, and I want to get this thing over with. You see the hatred he's got for Putin. It's very tough for me to make a deal with that kind of hate. He's got tremendous hatred, and I understand that, but I can tell you the other side isn't exactly in love with, him either. So it's not a question of alignment. I'm aligned with the world. I want to get the thing set. I'm aligned with Europe. I want to see if we can get this thing done. You want me to be tough? I could be tougher than anything you've ever seen. I'd be so tough. But you're never going to get a deal that way. So that's the way it goes. All right, one more question.
I want to respond to this. So look, for 4 years in the United States of America, we had a president who stood up at press conferences and talked tough about Vladimir Putin, and then Putin invaded Ukraine and destroyed a significant chunk of the country. The path to peace and the path to prosperity is maybe engaging in diplomacy. We tried the pathway of Joe Biden of thumping our chest and pretending that the President of the United States' words mattered more than the President of the United States' actions. What makes America a good country is America engaging in diplomacy. That's what President Trump is doing.
Can I ask you?
Now, Vance is perfectly right here, okay? For the last 3 years, nothing has changed on the ground. The Russians have continued to advance. Not only would the Ukrainians not talk to the Russians, the entire West wouldn't talk to them, right? In a shocking breach of protocol, the Biden administration basically went 3 years without talking to the Russians at all. They expelled all their diplomats, right? This is an incredibly dangerous situation, right? For two nuclear-armed superpowers to literally have no diplomatic contact, right? And of course, Zelensky wanted this, right? Because, the less they talked, the more he could intersperse himself in between them and fiddle things and make it worse. By the way, I apologize for stuff with the audio. I don't know what the fuck's going on with this setup, right? Anyway, I'm just gonna have to power through it, bros. Now, Zelensky then pulls out his master stroke. Have you ever been to Ukraine? Which is the most retarded question, right? It's like if, I don't know, the Sudanese ambassador came to the White House, right, to discuss, trying to settle the Sudanese civil war, right? And the Sudanese president then asked, J.D. Vance, have you ever been to Sudan? Dude, they don't have to go to Sudan. They've got the CIA, right? They've got like satellites. They have got like agents everywhere, right? This is like, I've seen people use this trick before, right? Like it's basically another version of the, well, if you're not gay, you can't understand what it's like. If you're not black, you can't understand what it's like. If you're not Jewish, you can't understand what it's like. And often this works because it kind of like puts people off. But clearly this did not work on Vance.
Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So he occupied our parts, big parts of Ukraine, part of East and Crimea. So he occupied it on 2014. So during a lot of years, so I'm not speaking about just Biden, but those time was Obama, then President Obama, then President Trump, then President Biden, now President Trump, and God bless, now President Trump will stop him. But during 2014, nobody stopped him. He just occupied and took. He killed people. You know what the contact
2015.
Yeah, what about the people who died at Maidan? Oh, they don't matter. What about the people that died in the Donbass? Oh, they don't matter. You know, right? Like, again, it's like, you know, there's the people that matter, and then there's the people that don't matter. Oh my God, the framing on this is just so ridiculous.
2014
and 2014.
Yeah. So
I was not here.
Yeah, but
that's exactly right.
Yes, but during 2014 till 2022, yeah, the situation the same. The people have been dying on the contact line. Nobody stopped him. You know that we had conversations with him, a lot of conversation, my bilateral conversation, and we signed with him, me, like a new president. In 2019, I signed with him the deal. I signed with him, Macron and Merkel, we signed ceasefire. Ceasefire. All of them told me that he will never go. We signed him with gas contract. Yes, but after that, he broken this ceasefire. He killed our people and he didn't exchange prisoners. We signed.
Look at Trump's face. He's just like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. This is very bad. How are we supposed to do business with this guy? We're trying to bring Putin on board and this guy is just flapping his mouth off. It's interesting that they basically forced Zelensky to do this without a translator. Usually he's much more comfortable having sort of like speaking in Ukrainian, but also the space between like while everything's being translated, right? Like, don't tell me he can't understand English, right? It gives him time to figure out what he's going to say. Whereas in this exchange, he's actually having to like, you know, make it up off the top of his head. It's like the Joe Rogan podcast effect, essentially, right?
The exchange of prisoners, but he didn't do it. What kind of diplomacy, JD, you are speaking about? What do you mean?
I'm talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but if you
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come into the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the president for trying to bring it into this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine that you say what problems we have?
I have been to.
Come once.
I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree?
Now, this is an incredible point from Vance, right? To actually say what a lot of us have been thinking, right? They take these politicians over to Ukraine, they show them a bunch of stuff, right? And then all of a sudden they come back, presumably they've shown them a bunch of like atrocity porn and all of this kind of stuff. And they come back and they're like, oh my God, we must support you, right? Vance is onto this trick.
Agree that you've had problems bringing people into your military? And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems. Even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless. God bless. You will not have a war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't.
Now, this, again, is another sort of like modern woke trick, right? Like, Zelensky is essentially speaking woke. He's like, you know, you will feel this, right? Trump again is like, don't tell us what to feel, right? Like this is sort of classic tactic. It's not working.
Tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because you're in no position to dictate that.
That's exactly what
Remember
you're doing.
this. You're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very good.
Now, the thing is, right, Zelensky has just annoyed the American president, right? And he doesn't even flinch. He's just like, you know, who the fuck are you? The arrogance on this prick is insane. Like it's like he's just got no awareness. I mean, again, I think he's like trying to blow this thing up deliberately, but he's obviously like just, you know, very arrogant. Sede sapiente, don't speak like that to your superiors. Yeah, exactly. You are. I mean, would he talk to like, you know, President Xi like this, right? Chairman Xi, right? If he went to China, he'd just be like, shut up, Xi. You know, you don't know anything about Ukraine. Xi would probably just give him this look. No, but he's trying it on with Trump.
We're going to feel very good and very strong.
You will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about it.
From the very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards. But right now, you don't. You're playing cards. You're playing cards. You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling.
Yeah, and Zelensky's just like, no, because right, he wants World War III, right? He clearly wants World War III. Like, just he doesn't give a fuck, mate. He doesn't give a fuck how many millions of Ukrainians die. He does not give a fuck. Like, oh my God, it's grotesque.
With World War III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country. That's backed you far more than a lot of people said they should have.
Have you said thank you once? This entire meeting? No, in this entire meeting, have you said thank you? You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for the United States of America and the president who's trying.
Ah, fuck you. offer you thanks. Fuck you. What do you think you're doing there? I am the Rat King. Oh my God. Oh, this is just so heinous.
Trying to save your country.
Please, you think that if you will speak very loudly about the war, you can...
He's not speaking loudly. He's not speaking loudly. Your country is in big trouble.
Can I
Wait a
answer?
minute. No. You've done a lot of talking. Your country is in big trouble.
I know.
You're not winning. You're not winning this. You have a damn good chance of coming out okay because of us.
Mr. President, we are staying in our country, staying strong from the very beginning of the war. We've been alone, and we are thankful. I said thanks.
You haven't been alone.
Oh yeah, we've been alone the entire. Like, what a slap in the face, right? Every single Western country has like given them money and weapons to the point where like the Europeans and the Americans are like basically running out of weapons. They've given so much material to Ukraine, a lot of which has gotten sold on the black market and is now turning up in other countries. And Zelensky's like, oh, we were alone. Nobody helped us. Oh, fuck. No wonder like Trump's losing his rag. Imagine hearing this shit. Oh my God.
Cabinet,
you haven't been alone. We gave you, through this stupid president, $350 billion. We gave you military equipment, and your men are brave, but they had to use our military. If you didn't have our military equipment, this war would have been over in 2 weeks.
In 3 days, I heard it from Putin. In 3 days, this is how.
I heard it from Putin. You know, like Trump has like his own intelligence service, right? You know, the Americans like have intelligence capability, right? Zelensky's argument is like, oh, everything bad about what is happening in war in Ukraine, you heard from Putin. Didn't hear it from fucking Putin, right? They have intelligence assets. They have satellites. They have like signals they have got, oh my, fuck me, right? Like, I bet Putin told you that and you believed him.
Something
maybe
new
less.
in 2 weeks. Of course, yes.
It's going to be a very hard thing to do business like this. I
Again,
tell you.
just say thank you.
I said a lot of times to American people.
Accept that there are disagreements, and let's go litigate those disagreements rather than trying to fight it out in the American media when you're wrong. We know that you're wrong.
But you see, I think it's good for the American people to see what's going on.
I understand, sir.
I think it's
I
very
understand.
important. That's why I kept this going so long. You have to be thankful. You don't have the
I'm
cards.
thankful.
You're buried there. Your people are dying.
tell you,
You're
Nicky,
running low
I
on.
know.
Oh, yeah, I'm thankful. No, you're not. Oh, yeah, thanks. Fuck you. But also, like, thanks.
Soldiers, listen.
Please,
you're running
Mr.
low
President.
on soldiers. It would be a damn good thing.
Mr.
And
President.
then you tell us, I don't want a ceasefire. I don't want a ceasefire. I want to go and I want this. Look, if you could get a ceasefire right now, I tell you, you take it so the bullets stop flying and your men stop getting killed.
Of course, we want to stop the war.
But you're saying you don't want.
Now, of course, this is Zelensky's language trick that he has basically been doing since this, right? He doesn't want a ceasefire. He wants to stop the war. How do you stop the war? Russia has to leave Ukraine, right? That's what he means, right? So there is no ceasefire, right? The only resolution to the war is on his terms. Russia must pack up, completely leave the Donbass, right? And then leave their entire population completely unprotected, at which point the Ukrainians will go in with flowers and chocolate and, give gifts to the Russian collaborators. Who are you kidding? They're gonna absolutely slaughter anybody left behind. Oh my God.
I want a ceasefire.
But I said to you,
I want a ceasefire.
with guarantees.
Because you'll get a ceasefire faster than an agreement.
Ask our people about ceasefire, what they think.
That wasn't
doesn't
with
matter
me.
for you what-
That
what
wasn't
is-
with me.
It
That was
wasn't
with
with you.
a guy named Biden, who was not a smart person.
This
That
is
was
your,
with,
this
that was
is
with
your
Obama.
president. It was your president.
Excuse me. That was with Obama, who gave you sheets, and I gave you javelins.
Yes.
I gave you the javelins to take out all those tanks. Obama gave you sheets. In fact, the statement is Obama gave sheets and Trump gave javelins. You got to be more thankful, because let me tell you, you don't have the cards. With us, you have the cards, but without us, you don't have any cards.
Look at the look on his face. He's like, oh God, I gotta listen to this old motherfucker. He just doesn't give a shit. Man. Oh man, I can't, even watching this back, every single time I see this, I am just stunned into disbelief. Yeah. J. Chief Loophole, he didn't give a shit.
One more question to Mr. Vice President. I'm sorry.
It's going to be a tough deal to make, because the attitudes have to change.
What if Russia breaks ceasefire? What if Russia breaks peace talks? What do you do then? I understand that it's a heated conversation right now.
What are you
but
saying?
She's asking, what if Russia breaks the ceasefire?
What if anything? What if a bomb drops on your head right now? Okay? What if they broke it? I don't know. They broke it with Biden, because Biden, they didn't respect him. They didn't respect Obama. They respect me. Let me tell you, Putin went through a hell of a lot with me. He went through a phony witch hunt where they used him and Russia.
Then Trump goes off on this whole thing about Russia. He's still really pissed off about that. The way he just, he's getting on in his ears. You can see he's got that slightly geriatric thing where he'll just sort of veer off and start talking about some random thing.
You ever hear of that deal? That was a phony Hunter Biden, Joe Biden scam. Hillary Clinton, Shifty Adam Schiff. It was a Democrat scam. And he had to go through that. And he did go through it. We didn't end up in a war. And he went through it. He was accused of all that stuff. He had nothing to do with it. It came out of Hunter Biden's bathroom. It came out of Hunter Biden's bedroom. It was disgusting. And then they said, oh, the laptop from hell was made by Russia. The 51 agents. The whole thing was a scam. And he had to put up with that. He was being accused of all that stuff. All I can say is this. He might have broken deals with Obama and Bush, and he might have broken them with Biden. He did, maybe. Maybe he didn't. I don't know what happened. But he didn't break them with me. He wants to make a deal. I don't know if you can make a deal. The problem is, I've empowered you to be a tough guy. And I don't think you'd be a tough guy without the United States. And your people are very brave. But you're either going to make a deal or we're out. And if we're out, you'll fight it out. I don't think it's going to be pretty, but you'll fight it out. But you don't.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Without the Americans, you are screwed. You really should bend the knee and genuflect. Like, you know, if Zelensky's he just looks like a 10-year-old child. He's like, who do you think you are? He's only the president of the United fucking States, man. Who do you think you are? I mean, I just had this thought. What if Zelensky, like, seriously thinks that something's going to happen to Trump, and inside his head, he's like, well, you're not going to be here in 6 months. You know, we have plans for you, Trump. Fuck.
Have the cards. But once we sign that deal, you're in a much better position. But you're not acting at all thankful. And that's not a nice thing. I'll be honest, that's not a nice thing. All right, I think we've seen enough. What do you think? Huh? This is going to be great television, I will say that. All right, we'll see what we can do about putting it together.
Right, so that's the end. The most historical of historical moments. Some of the stuff that was happening on the sides was crazy. This is the Ukrainian ambassador just watching the entire thing that she has probably think of how much work went into setting up this meeting, right? Not just the Ukrainians, right? The British, literally this shit is all that Starmer has been doing for the last 2 weeks. He hasn't been doing anything to do with the problems in the UK because he's been focusing entirely on this bullshit. Trump as well, right? Like, he's got shit to do. Imagine all the people that put in all the work for this. This is the Ukrainian ambassador just...
But you're saying you don't want a ceasefire? I want a ceasefire because you'll get a ceasefire faster than an agreement.
Ask our people about ceasefire, what they think.
That wasn't with me. That wasn't with me.
Yep. She's this is how we're all feeling watching this. Oh my God. And then of course there's this. Apparently Zelensky called JD Vance a suka bliat. Although apparently suka bliat can also be translated as, kind of fuck my life. So he might not have been saying this to JD Vance, but this is not a good look.
I have been to. I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour. I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr.
Not a good look. And by the way, Vance is absolutely right about what is happening in Ukraine. They are press ganging people in just the most obscene way possible. There's tons of footage going around. There have been people self-immolating. There have been multiple suicide bombings from people whose relatives have been dragged off to the front. I'm not going to play any of it. It's so freaking horrible. Oh my God. You want a vision of hell. Just look at what's happening. They're just going around, knocking people off bikes, going around in plainclothes cars and just leaping out and abducting people. It is fucking insane what is going on there. This is pretty funny.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about it.
From the very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards. Right now, you don't. You're playing cards. You're playing cards. You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III.
Oh my God. Now, after that, Zelensky rushed out of the White House. Apparently, they basically told him to get out. You don't come into my house and talk to my president like that.
Mr. President, is there no deal? Mr. President, can you tell us what happened? Is the deal off? President Zelensky, can you tell us what happened?
An ignominious end, truly. Now, this thing was a signal to cucks around the world to offer Zelensky some comfort and a nice sloppy blowjob. There's tons of stuff like this. I'll just give you a sample. Honestly, it's the same. It's all the same. It's basically like COVID. This is Dog Meat Singh, the Canadian. Zelensky is what courage looks like in these times. This is what it is to resist Donald Trump. He has no place as part of the next G7 meeting in Canada. You're going to sanction the US. Seriously? Is this the plan? You're going to try and sanction and isolate the United States. Yeah, good luck with that. Good luck with that. I am calling on the leaders of all political parties to clearly send this message to Donald Trump. I would rather stand with President Zelensky any day than invite Donald Trump to our country. Oh, fucking blow it out your ass. Fucking hell. This is Ursula von der Leyen, the fucking closest thing the EU basically has to a president. Your dignity honors the bravery of the Ukrainian people. Be strong, be brave, be fearless. You are never alone, dear President Zelensky. We will continue working with you for a just and lasting peace. Just again, to reiterate, a just and lasting peace means pushing Russia out of Ukraine using military force, which would result in World War III. So a just and lasting peace is basically World War III. Awesome, awesome, awesome. There's this bitch, Kaja Kallas, who I think is like from Latvia or something. All of a sudden, she's like really, really famous. Ukraine is Europe. No, it's not. Ukraine is very clearly the border between Russia and Europe. That's what Ukraine fucking means. It means the borderlands. Oh my God, learn some fucking history, you people. We stand by Ukraine. We will step up our support to Ukraine so they can continue to fight back the aggressor. Oh yeah, how's that going? Fuck, dude. Today it became clear that the free world needs a new leader. It's up to us Europeans to take this challenge. Next time someone comes to you, right, and says that, like, when women, like, lead the world, there would be no more war, point to this, right? And then Zelensky went on Fox News immediately afterwards. Ratfun King, why my comment got deleted from your feed on YouTube? You've got to have not top chat, but live chat enabled, Ratfun King. If you don't, then YouTube nerfs about half the chat comments. It's a little sneaky thing that they like to do. So Zelensky went straight on Fox News afterwards and continued to dig himself a larger hole.
With weapon, it's too long, it's not enough. We don't have enough weapon to push them out, and we don't see now, for now, we don't see really big volume of new support from the United States, but with all respect again.
You already got all the weapons, mate. You literally have had all of the weapons to the point now where there are a bunch of European countries that are basically defenseless because they gave you all the weapons. You've had all the weapons. Oh, fucking hell. This is him again from the same interview.
Change our Ukrainian attitude to Russia. And I don't want they kill us for us. This is very, very clear that Americans are the best of our friends, Europeans are the best of our friends, and Putin with Russian, their enemies. And it doesn't mean that we don't want peace. We just want to recognize the reality, the real situation.
President Trump is convinced that you will never sign a deal with Vladimir Putin. Is he right?
No, I think so. What I think. Ukraine wants peace, and we will have anyway diplomacy. We will have negotiations. I only said that I think so. It's about just and lasting peace. It means that we have to be very strong at the table of negotiations, and at these negotiations, Ukraine and Russia, like sides of this war, have to be, and the United States and Europe. That's what I said. So we are ready for peace, but we have to be in strong position.
So we have to be in strong position. Again, what he means, basically, right, is pushing the Russians out of the Donbass, which means they need the Americans, which means they need NATO Article 5, which means they need World War III. I think this is where he asked for more fucking money.
Part of security guarantees. Now we want to find the place for our biggest strategic partner, for the United States, or United States will propose where and how United States will give us security guarantees, what kind of and what part of volume of security guarantees. And when we will be ready with this, we will come to diplomacy. To diplomacy, yes, with Russians, Europeans, United States, and we. Four of us, I think this is real way, because with weapon it's too long, it's not enough. We don't have enough weapon to push them out, and we don't see now, for now, we don't see really big...
Sorry, that was another clip that I already played. At one point, he basically is like, you know, please will give us another $250 billion. Fuck me. You've already had all the money. Zelensky, of course, was unrepentant and refused to apologize to Trump for the White House brawl and accused him of lying, which is definitely going to get the Americans on side. He's like, he wants Donald Trump to be more on our side. How is that going to like work? Right? I mean, oh my God. It's just insane, basically, right? You know, peace is not just the absence of war. We are speaking of a just, lasting peace. All the Europeans are basically saying this as well. When asked whether he would like step down and allow elections, he's like, nah, not doing that.
Has there been any communication with the administration since the Oval Office meeting? Have they reached out to you? And separately, you talked about resignation a few days ago. How are you thinking about elections?
Now, see what I mean about the interpreter? Like, he doesn't understand what was just said to him, right? He understands perfectly well, right? He's using this time to, like, formulate what he's going to say.
Yeah. Комунікації є.
There is communication.
Не на моєму рівні.
Not on my level.
Да.
Yes.
А що стосується
As regards
піти з посади,
resignation, my resignation.
Якщо мене міняти,
if
так я можу просто дати.
If I am to be changed, and I'll hear, how can I put it?
Зараз відбувається з підтримкою. Міняти мене просто
with what's happening with the support to change me, it will not be easy, because it is not enough to simply hold elections. You would need to prevent me from participating in this.
So he's basically saying if there were elections, he would be re-elected. I'm pressing X out on that.
Elections. And it will be a bit more difficult, so they'll have to negotiate with me. And I said that I'm exchanging it for NATO membership. And then it means that I fulfilled my mission. There is NATO. It means I've fulfilled my mission. Although, honestly, looks like the people, and I'll not be calling their posts, naming their posts, but the citizens of other countries are telling Ukrainians which president they should have, especially if these people occupy official posts. It seems to me a bit undemocratic.
Ah, fuck off. Yeah, it's undemocratic. This is pretty funny. I don't know who this is, but someone telling it like it is.
We run the world. This is America's world. He's our proxy. This world, this ends when we say it ends. It doesn't end when Zelensky, if he wants to go it alone, go it alone. I'm glad we helped him. Russia invaded. We got his back. At first, it was the right thing to do. But now it's not. Now the war's over, and he doesn't recognize it's over. And reality is going to eat this guy alive if he doesn't recognize this.
Yeah, basically, right? Okay, I'm running a bit late on time. Rubio basically says that, you know, you didn't see all the stuff that led up to this, all the backroom dealings. Zelensky was basically ready to sign, and then he reneged at the last moment, a pattern that is becoming extremely familiar. Kind of wanted to play this from Team America.
We're dicks. We're reckless, arrogant, stupid dicks. And the Film Actors Guild are pussies. And Kim Jong-il is an asshole. Pussies don't like dicks, because pussies get fucked by dicks. But dicks also fuck assholes. Assholes who just want to shit on everything. Pussies may think they can deal with assholes their way, but the only thing that can fuck an asshole is a dick with some balls. The problem with dicks is that sometimes they fuck too much, or fuck when it isn't appropriate.
Yes, Gary, yes.
And it takes a pussy to show them that. But sometimes pussies get so full of shit that they become assholes themselves. Because pussies are only 1.5 inches away from assholes. I don't know much in this crazy, crazy world. But I do know that if you don't let us fuck this asshole, we are gonna have our dicks and our pussies all covered in shit.
Basically, yes, right. So after all of that, Zelensky flew straight to London, where he got nice and kissy with Keir Starmer, who, basically promised to give him the full reach around. Oh my God. He's got the full backing across the United Kingdom. I mean, it's just, he met the king. Everyone was like, oh, Zelensky, we've got more money for you. Oh, it's bloody sickening, honestly. And then Starmer announced the Coalition of the Willing. Now, for any of you too young to remember the Iraq War, the Coalition of the Willing was the phrase that the US, the UK, and a few other people basically put together to go and invade Iraq when they couldn't get UN Security Council backing. So this is a very, very bad sign, right? Especially given that the US is out of this, right? You've got to remember, Iraq was a long time ago, right? 20 years ago. The UK's army has massively deteriorated, and it was all the US anyway. Well, mostly it was all the US. Without the US, they couldn't have done Iraq. They're basically planning to do this kind of thing. The French are like, oh, we need a temporary truce to send soldiers in while it's safe. It's the most French phrase I think I've ever fucking heard. Now, this is a very, very good article from The Telegraph. Who's in Starmer's Coalition of the Willing and what can it do? We'll just go through this a little bit, give you a little bit of an idea of what the fuck's going on here. Right. Keir Starmer announced on Sunday that the UK and France were assembling a, quote, coalition of the willing to enforce any peace deal in Ukraine. What peace deal? There's not going to be a peace deal. The Prime Minister revealed that a number of countries had agreed to join the initiative at a summit of 19 international leaders in London. Oh yeah, they had a summit, by the way, right? Everyone came to London. I think this was yesterday, actually, and they're all like, oh, Zelensky. Together with Ukraine, the European alliance will devise an alternative peace plan to the one being cooked up by Donald Trump's administration in Washington before deploying a combined force to guarantee the settlement. Except they won't. Because the entire narrative, right, this is why they keep using all of these words like a just and lasting peace. There's no specifics at all. European leaders have been scrambling. So what is it? Okay, right? So basically they're going to give more weapons to Ukraine. Presumably Ukraine is now going to draft every male above the age of 18 and send them off to die. Boris Johnson and Ursula von der Leyen started talking about turning Ukraine into, quote, a steel-quilled porcupine, which Putin would think twice about taking a further bite from. Now, this would probably involve setting up defense in depth on the Ukrainian border. Except they tried that before and a whole bunch of the money went missing, right? I'm sure this time it'll work, bros, right? Where are they going to like set this border up? Look, the obvious place is the west bank of the Dnipro. Dnipro? Yeah, the river. The river that runs down the center of Ukraine. Continuing to arm Kiev is also seen as the best method for putting Zelensky in the strongest possible position ahead of any peace talks with Putin. There won't be any fucking peace talks. After a ceasefire is brokered, it's not going to happen, bros. It's not going to, like, you can have all the summits you want, right? Zelensky is not going to go for it. You're going to have to get rid of him before there's any kind of ceasefire. He doesn't want a ceasefire unless he's got basically NATO membership, which means that the war can like start up and we can get World War III, which is, in my opinion, Zelensky's real goal. In fact, in one of the clips, I think I didn't play it. He was basically saying that if Ukraine is allowed to join NATO, then he'd step down as president because his mission would be fulfilled. So his mission is to get Ukraine into NATO, which would start World War III. He said it, mate. I mean, right? So Ukrainian troops would be responsible for policing what would be an 800-mile-long buffer zone. That's a lot of troops, right? Behind the Ukrainians would sit a reassurance force made up of fewer than 30,000 troops committed by European countries and Canada. Now look at this graphic, by the way. You notice how it shows the total number of troops for Russia, but it doesn't give a total for Europe because it's so piss poor, right? So we've got about 100,000 between Estonia and Latvia. We've got 170 in Lithuania, so that's 270, 470, and maybe about another, let's see, Romania, 170, 500, 600,000, 666,000. So about 600,000, 6,500, 650,000 between all of these sort of like, Baltic barrier countries. That's half of what Russia has active at the moment. And that would leave all of these countries basically defenseless. Like if they used all of those troops. It is not going to fucking happen, right? Supposedly boots on the ground, aircraft would be deployed in air policing missions. I mean, this is basically, again, out of the Iraq playbook, right? It's called a no-fly zone, where basically you try and shoot down any aircraft that violate this no-fly zone. That worked for the Iraqis because they were the Iraqis. It's not going to work for the fucking Russians because they have a peer capability military, right? The Iraqis were using really, really outdated equipment. This is fucking insane. Naval vessels will be sent into the Black Sea to patrol the waters. Oh, I'm sure nothing bad is going to happen with that. Fucking hell, mate. And here's the rub, of course. Whether they like it or not, European governments willing to join the coalition will be reliant on the US if the deployment is to become a reality. Because it's only the US that has the logistics and the signals intelligence to enable any of this bullshit. First, the alliance would need logistical support from Washington to move the vast amount of servicemen and military hardware east towards Ukraine. If the US doesn't want to do it, it's not going to happen. They would also need access to real-time intelligence provided by the US, including satellites, surveillance aircraft, and other intelligence assets to monitor threats on the front lines. And they need like American air defense missiles, and so the UK and the French are basically my backstop. Look at this. Percentage share of NATO spending by country. I'm noticing something looking at this graph, bros. I don't know if whether, I'm just like, seeing something that isn't there, but it does seem like the US is very, they should have basically made this graph like US and everybody else, which probably comes down to like, 25% or something like that. My God. So Trump doesn't want it. Britain's already stretched. It's got commitments in Estonia, Cyprus. And of course, these countries have to like look after their own national defense. Something that is just completely forgotten, obviously. Oh, we can we can send all of our things. Yes, where is Germany in this chart? That's a very good spot there, Livia. Germany is not on this chart. I wonder why. Any NATO troops sent to Ukraine would have to be backfilled in their current positions along with the military alliance's eastern flank. They don't have enough people. And nuclear weapons, fucking The Germans are like, nah, we don't want to do it. This is retarded. This is just so retarded. Ukraine's going to run out of weapons. And, you know, and without money to like pay people, how are they even going to like, oh my God, this is just retarded. Don't worry, bros. Starmer is here to save the day. I am here to save the day. I have always wanted to be Winston Churchill's much more boring brother. Perhaps I will take up smoking. Oh no, wait, I can't. The NHS has forbidden it. I will be very, very clean and oh my God.
First, we will keep the military aid flowing and keep increasing the economic pressure on Russia to strengthen Ukraine now. Second, we agreed that any lasting peace must ensure Ukraine's sovereignty and security, and Ukraine must be at the table. Third, in the event of a peace deal, we will keep boosting Ukraine's own defensive capabilities to deter any future invasion. Fourth, we will go further to develop a coalition of the willing to defend a deal in Ukraine and to guarantee the peace. Not every nation will feel able to contribute, but that can't mean that we sit back. Instead, those willing will intensify planning now with real urgency. The UK is prepared to back this with boots on the ground and planes in the air, together with others. Europe must do the heavy lifting.
Nigga, what? What the fuck? Boots on the ground, planes in the air. Oh my God. Oh my. Can someone please explain to me what strategic importance Ukraine has to the United Kingdom? Oh my God. Oh, this is so retarded, it hurts. My God.
But to support peace in our continent and to succeed, this effort must have strong US backing. We're working with the US on this point after my meeting with President Trump last week. And let me be clear, we agree with the President on the urgent need for a durable peace. Now we need to deliver together. Finally, we agreed that leaders will meet again very soon to keep the pace behind these actions and to keep working towards this shared plan. We are at a crossroads in history today. This is not a moment for more talk. It's time to act, time to step up and lead, and to unite around a new plan for a just and enduring peace.
See? A just and enduring peace. What does it mean? Oh, well, you know, we don't want it. What does it mean, a just and enduring peace? It means going to war with Russia, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Doesn't it? Fuck me. As if that wasn't bad enough, Starmer put out his own little propaganda video, bros. You want to see? Oh, you want to see? Oh, I'm so excited, bros.
First priority of this government, of any government, is the security and safety of the British people, to defend the national interest.
Did he just say that the first priority of his government is the safety and security of the British people? What a load of crap! What the hell are you talking about? If your first priority was the security and safety of the British people, you wouldn't be sending troops halfway across the fucking world to Ukraine. Oh my God!
Particularly in these volatile times. That's why last week I announced the biggest sustained increase in defence spending since the Cold War. That's also why I met President Trump last week, to strengthen our relationship with America, an indispensable partners in defence and security. And it's why this weekend I've been hosting European leaders here in London to work together for the security of the United Kingdom, Ukraine, and Europe as a whole. We are at a crossroads in history today. This is not a moment for more talk. It's time to act, time to step up and lead, and to unite around a new plan for a just and enduring peace.
Oh, Lord and Saints preserve us. Yes, because it turns out that the borders of the United Kingdom don't start like in the English Channel. They start in freaking Ukraine, right? This is nothing new for the British, by the way, right? If you want like an interesting read, research the Crimean War, right? Not this one, the one back in like 1860, where the British like fought the Russians in Crimea and besieged Sevastopol because of my Black Sea. Oh, just... I swear to God, defending the actual UK is just not in their DNA, right? They just don't care, right? Yeah, so these are all the countries that have signed on. This is Ursula von der Leyen talking about my porcupine Ukraine.
We had a very good and frank discussion. We've discussed everything that is around peace through strength. And of course, security guarantees are of utmost importance for Ukraine, but we need comprehensive security guarantees. This includes that we have to put Ukraine in a position of strength, that it has the means to fortify and protect itself from the economic survival to the military resilience. It's basically turning Ukraine into a steel porcupine that is indigestible for potential invaders.
Yeah, we're going to hear a lot of this. My last and justing peace, my security guarantees, my steel porcupine. I predict, chat, I can see into the future we're going to be hearing a lot more of this crap. Europe must do the heavy lifting. But it doesn't matter, bros. It doesn't matter. Zelensky has basically said that he's not gonna sign. His red lines is he will not accept giving away any occupied territory to Russia, and insisted on remembering that Russia was the aggressor in the conflict. So there you go. That's it. Right? That's basically it, right? Zelensky's position has not changed in the last 3 years. There will only be peace when Russia has been pushed out of Ukraine, and to do that, you are going to need a large land war. The Ukrainians can't do it, so they're going to need other countries to fight and die for it, right? For a bunch of people who don't even want to be fucking part of Ukraine. The Western Ukrainians hate the Eastern Ukrainians, right? Because they're all Russian speakers and they like Russia. Bros, please give me some super chats. If you would like to give this poor streamer some money, so perhaps I can like flee before the inevitable war engulfs Great Britain, I would appreciate it very, very much. I've been too busy seething and molding to shill. So that would be great if you could support the channel. Yeah. So look, my strong security guarantees, my UK-French initiative. What does any of it means? Right? Here's a eunuch. Russia has already won. Ukraine is a sham. Yeah, exactly. Academic Agent was talking about this. They can't admit it. Russia has basically won. And even, the Europeans, they're talking defensively. They're like, oh, we're gonna set up, a defensive perimeter, right? But unless you have troops on the ground to organize and oversee it, all the money's going to disappear and nothing's going to get done, right? And if you do put boots on the ground, Russia's going to fucking kick off. Oh my God. Oh yeah, here we go. All I need is another 250 billion for Slava Ukraini. Cocaine is very expensive.
Money, good. Give us 250 billions, which are here in Europe, frozen Russian assets. No answer.
Okay,
Just give us another 250 billion. Oh, yes. Oh, we got a couple of entries. Thank you so much, guys. We've got from Texas Man, $3, flee faster. Yeah, I'll get right on that, mate. And $3 from Stumbling. Have we reached peace? Have we reached peak? War is peace, freedom is slavery, diversity is strength. Yeah, we pretty much have, right? I mean, it's insane how like 1984 this whole thing is becoming. It's bloody insane. And by the way, So basically, Starmer came out and he's like, you know, we're gonna give another like 1.6 billion to Ukraine, but it's not going to come out of the UK budget. It's going to come out of the interest on the 300 billion that Europe seized from the Russians 3 years ago. Now, Zelensky, of course, wants that 250, 300 billion that's basically been frozen. But if they give it to him, it will upend the world banking system, right? This is a terrible precedent, right? It will basically destroy London and Europe as a banking center because no one's going to want to leave their money in London or in Frankfurt if, right, some stuff might kick off and the government's suddenly like, oh yeah, that money you left with us, that's ours now. It is a terrible precedent. It's like, and that's why, by the way, they haven't done it yet, even though they've been talking about it for 3 years. The US is already basically like pulling out. They've like halted offensive cyber operations against Russia. And finally, this is from Cyberchat Internal Affairs. Very, very nice work, son. I really enjoyed this. This is AI, but it's pretty awesome. We're going to like play us out with this.
Flags up high and the cold still dawn. Both inscribe where the glass is gone. Kings and suits, they bellow and swear. Peace through strength, it's only fair. Missiles hum through the frozen air. Hands stay clenched, they just don't care. They draw the line, they roll the dice. A world in flames will pay the price. Boots on the ground, hear the sound. Europe's calling war unbound. Drums of fate, they pound and pound. Boots on the ground, boots on the ground. Frozen gold, feeds the cannons roar. Old empires itch, still craving more. Tangled trees and web of lies. Stormy stairs with empire eyes. Troops in green, the engines wail. Shadows stretch on the coffin's trail. They choke the flames, they fan the fear. The whispers of doom draw near. Boots on the ground, hear the sound. Europe's calling war unbound. Drums of fate, they pound and pound. Boots on the ground, boots on the ground. Boots on the ground. Oh, the children sing of the world set free. But the headlines script inevitability. A handshake twist to a clenched fist. History's ghosts are first on the list. Can't you see the tide has turned? Bridges built just to be burned. Boots on the ground, hear the sound. Europe's calling war unbound. Drums of fate, they pound and pound. Boots on the ground, boots on the ground. So raise the flag, sound the horn. A new war's dawn, a world reborn. From Kiev streets to London's crown. Boots on the ground, gonna shake it down. Boots on the ground. Boots on the ground. Boots on the ground. Frozen gold, feeds the cannons roar. Old empires itch, still craving more. Tangled trees, a web of lies. Stormy stairs with empire eyes. Troops in green, the engines wail. Shadows stretch on a coffin's trail. They stoke the flames, they fan the fear. The whispers of doom draw near. Draw near, draw near. Boots on the ground, hear the sound. Europe's calling war unbound. Drums of fate, they pound and pound. Boots on the ground, boots on the ground. On the ground, hear the sound. Europe's calling war unbound. Drums of fate, they pound and pound. Boots on the ground, boots on the ground. Boots on the ground. Boots on the ground. Boots on the ground.
Thank you very much, Cyberchat Internal Affairs. I'm going to like post that link in the chats. Go check it out. Give him a sub. He's a good dude. I chat to him on Twitter. Very, very nice. Yes, there will be a show this Thursday, and then I will be taking a break for a bit. I have got to like have a break from streaming. I'm getting burned out, man. I'm looking haggard. I'm starting to get the existential streamer dread, bros. Nobody needs that. You know what would help though? Super chats. No, I'm just kidding. So we'll probably be taking like 2 or 3 shows off. I'm not sure. I will. You can follow me on Twitter at malinformedtv or on Telegram at Newsfist, and we'll be like announcing everything that's going on. Right. Enough of all that happy horse shit. It is time for some cringe, bros. Yes, you thought this was like all cringe, but no, there's more. Mr. President, you just posted cringe. You're going to lose voter. Found that in my archive. Right, let's see. Where's the bloody... here we go, right. Now, the Americans, the libshit American media was horrified about the whole Trump thing. Here's a selection of some of the most retarded.
We have never seen anything quite like what happened at the White House today.
Today, Donald Trump irreparably destroyed the 80-year-old post-World War II international order.
An Oval Office ambush of an American ally that will reverberate all around the world and stain America's image for years to come.
That was, to say the least, the most contentious confrontation between world leaders perhaps we have ever seen, certainly on television.
It was a truly historic moment, not in the good way. One that I fear realigned the world order, upending the only foreign policy consensus that most living Americans and Europeans have ever known.
I've never seen anything like that in my entire life. What I saw is a complete transformation of what the United States is in the world.
Certainly was a day of shame for the United States. That clip, the footage of the Oval Office meeting, is going to be shown for years to come by politicians, government officials, historians, university professors, because it very clearly captures the moment when the Trump administration sent a signal that it was ceding America's traditional global leadership role.
I don't think it's hyperbole to say we as a country have never quite seen anything like this particularly appalling spectacle before.
Diplomacy is not negotiating in public in a spray. The more I see the dialogue, the more I feel like Zelensky was ambushed.
This was an absolute
Oh, fuck off. Blah. And of course, there is the classic crop of Americans trashing their own country. And every single time I see one of these, I'm like, give me your citizenship. Please give me your citizenship. Look, you don't want it, right? You're not using it. You don't like your country. I'd be happy to take your citizenship off your hands, I would really like to be American, of course, being the fascist and the racist and the Nazi that I am.
You should be. If you're American and for God knows what reason you still support Donald Trump, you should be massively fucking ashamed right now of yourself, of your country, and especially your shoddy excuse of a president. The way that he has just spoken to Zelensky is fucking horrific. Not just him, but also the little arse weasel that is JD Vance. He and his fellow countrymen have been fighting relentlessly for the last 3 years after Trump's best mate Putin decided, it's a nice day to take over another country. Some of the stories of the families who have had to flee the Ukraine, who are now currently living in the UK, it's just absolutely soul-destroying. So for that absolute thunder cunt that is Donald Trump to say to Zelensky, you're not ready for peace, and basically taunting him and saying that he's the reason, or he's toying with people, millions of people's lives, and this is going to cause World War III. How incredibly, incredibly disrespectful.
Fucking hell. No, this is the American seething and molding woman, of course.
I'm moving. I'm getting out of this fucking country. I'm taking my kids. We're starting over somewhere else. I hope this entire fucking country burns to the ground. And I hope all the fucking Republicans that voted for Trump burn with it.
Great. Can I have your citizenship if you are leaving? Oh my God, I came across this. I know we've got some Australia bros in the chat. The Premier of New South Wales just basically comes out and says it. The reason why you can't have free speech in Australia is because of multiculturalism.
It doesn't have the free speech laws that are in place in America, and for one very important reason, because we have developed a multicultural community where it doesn't matter what your faith or your religion is, you must live side by side with your neighbour in peace. Because Australia doesn't have...
So there you go. You can't have freedom of speech because diversity is our strength, bros. Right, enough of that. We got some funny videos to close out with. Enjoy. Don't mind me, Your Honour. I'm just, vacuuming the court. Here's Karen Music with his opinion on Ireland becoming a military superpower.
Ireland is about to become a military superpower. You're all fucked. We're about to get our very own fighter jets. We never had them before. Very exciting. We're getting 6 of these fuckers. That doesn't sound like a lot. That doesn't sound like enough. If we get invaded, we're probably still fucked, which is typical. This always happens to us. Ireland is supposed to be a neutral country, a country of peace. That being said, I have compiled a list of the first countries I think we should invade. Number 1, the Norwegians. They get away with too fucking much. First of all, the Vikings. We haven't forgotten about that. And stop coming over and catching all our fucking fish. Number 2, Iceland. I've just always felt it was begging to be colonised by the Irish. We'd only have to change one letter. We're also getting 300 cyber security troops. I don't know what we're going to do with them. Maybe try and catfish Justin Trudeau or something like that. The Irish are going to be a force to be reckoned with. We will rain hell on our enemies. Unless they have 7 planes. Follow me, I'm delicious.
Yes. Fear the Irish planes. God, the jokes write themselves. What's this?
Have a seat, Jennifer.
Who are you?
So you think it's okay to just prey on a 93-year-old man for his money?
He's a dear friend of mine, and we were just going to play backgammon together.
That's funny, because the transcript of your messages says otherwise.
Why are you reading my text messages?
I can't wait to pull off your hospital gown, compression socks, catheter, and suck you off while you watch Hannity.
You know what? Why don't y'all pay my rent? If you have such a problem with how I make my money...
Why don't you show me what's in the bag, Jennifer?
Fuck off.
Pepto-Bismol, Ferrero Rochers, a single Blue Chew, and a predatory marriage certificate.
You're jealous, you're broke. Why don't you mind your business?
Financial abuse is everyone's business.
I'm over this shit. Bring out Norbert. Norbert!
Jennifer was having trouble accepting that Norbert was not real. There is no Norbert. Are you not understanding? I'm Don Johnson. The show to catch an elder file.
When this show is done filming, you can have your little clips for online. Can you please bring out Norbert? Daddy! Daddy!
I don't know how I can explain this better to you.
I'm gonna call him. I'm done with this shit. I'm done with your little prank show, whatever. Hi. Bye-bye. Hope you got what you wanted for TV, you stupid ass, Tubi ass.
To catch an elder file. British pizza. It do really be like that, bros.
Hey babe, I'm home from work.
Hey baby, I got us a pizza. It's on the counter. I thought I'd try that new pizza place down the street who also puts fucking beans on top of everything that we fucking...
I got a bunch of these, by the way, from Texas Man's channel, The Texan Connection, and USDA Prime memes. Check him out on Telegram. They're really good. Japanese game show. Never change, Japan. Never change. Right, we got some cute animal videos for you now. Enjoy. Aww. More cute kitties. I don't know what this is. Ah, so cute and deadly. This is much less deadly. Greetings, weary traveler. I have a quest for you. Meow. This is cute. We just got a couple of cute ones to finish off. Oh, so floofy. Oh my god. And finally, last cute animal video of the night. Oh, so cute. And that's the end of the show. Thank you so much for coming, everyone. Let's say goodbye to everyone in the chat on Rumble. Captain Crisps, Yiz the Unique, Rat Fun King. Oh, also, go and check out Yiz's show. After this, in about an hour and a half, Discord and Dragons. I won't be on because I'm taking a break, but you should definitely go and check it out. I think tonight we've got Mass Creation Broadcasts and a few other people as well. Rat Fun King, Wyatt's Torch, Seti Sapiente, Edie Wolf, Total Blackout Painting, let me see, Crispy13, who else? J Chiva Loophole, great to see you, mate. Wyatt's Torch, I think I already said. Texas Man, of course. Great to see you, man. Captain Crisp again. Highland Fool, Livia Drusilla. I think that's everyone on Rumble. On YouTube, we have Linda Hunter, Full Short, Budgie Burger, Robert Verlinden, Otto Stormheart, Yarvol, Stumbling, Cyberchud Internal Affairs, great piece of music, mate. Victorian Time Traveler. Anybody else? Anybody else? I think that's everybody. And on Odyssey, we have MK. Oh, good to see you, MK. Kermie, Highland Fool, and Dragon Fox. Hey, man, I think you're new. Oh yeah. Oh. I think you're definitely new as well. Thank you so much for coming, everybody. I will be back on Thursday before taking a bit of a break. Remember, stay safe, have a great week, and try not to get caught up in any wars. And if a strange Ukrainian gentleman comes along asking you for money, phone the police and do not give him any ready cash or electronics. Take care, everyone. Good night.